Hi guys, it's B. I thought I'd share some empties that have been collecting up in the corner of my bedroom for months and I'm sick of the sight of it. And there's some real goodies in here, things that I love, things that I buy over and over again, as long as some things, and some things that are like, didn't work out for me. So they're not used up and empty, but they're just fails or they've gone bad or whatever. So I've tried to separate it out into sections. So here's the body stuff first. May I just say that a lot of the things we share as a family that are drugstore body things and like stuff like that is not here because they get put out in the recycling before I can get my mitts on them to save them for the empties. So I might do a drugstore favourites because there are several inexpensive things that I just use over and over again, and I haven't really got any of them here. This is more high-end stuff that I just use and I don't really share. And also if I'd included them, this would just be even more ridiculously long than my other videos. So let's just go for it. So yeah, there are things like certain shower gels and things like that that I really swear by, and I get them from Boots or Superdrug. And a lot of my hair care, I alternate between high-end and cheaper stuff. So if you want me to do like an updated, because I've done it before every couple of years, an updated drugstore favourites, leave a comment down below and I'll do that for you. So the first thing that's a bath and body type thing is this Jo Malone Blackberry and Bay shower oil. I got this because I went to stay with my friend Sally, and she had this in her shower and I smelled it and I was like, oh, I need me that. So it's just so lovely. You know, I used to be a bit anti Jo Malone, and now I've found a few things that I really enjoy, like the candles and the body products and stuff like that. And a couple of colognes that I love. It's just that the colognes don't really last on me, but I do like the products. But this is great, and I would buy this again. They only do the shower oil in 2 flavours, and I only like this one. I don't particularly like I think it's the limey one, and this is quite an autumnal fragrance. So I'm going to use something else, and then I might get this again next. Oh, well, it's this year now, in like September time. But it smells so nice, the Blackberry and Bay. Oh, and it's just so luxurious and moisturizing, but it rinses away. Like when it gets wet, it turns to like a white, like milk, and it rinses away. You don't feel oil on you when you get out of the shower. It is expensive, but it's very deliciously lovely. Another lovely, lovely moisture. I've got very dry skin, so there's a theme. This is the Elemis Skin Nourishing Milk Bath. And this is like a treatment bath, so you put quite a large amount. There's no point being stingy with this and using like a capful. It won't do anything. They say 1/4 of a bottle, and I'll probably use about 1/6 of a bottle in one go, like that much. And you soak in it, and it really softens like I get really dry shins, elbows and stuff like that. And it really is nice. And my husband and I shared this because he gets dry skin too. And now we've both been going to the gym loads and showering often twice a day, and my skin is getting drier because of that. So once a week, it's nice to have a soak with something like this. They do a muscle one as well, but I like this milk one. It's just so softening. This is something that I buy over and over again, and I've got another one in the shower and a backup. This is the Glossier Body Hero. So this is, if you like the idea of the Jo Malone shower oil, which is over £30, this is more like 10 or 15 pounds, and it's really lovely. It's got like a kind of oriental jasmine fragrance like the Bobbi Brown Beach, but it's much softer because I find the Bobbi Brown Beach way overwhelming, too jasmine-y. This is soft, it's hydrating, and again, it's an oil that turns to like a milk when it gets wet. So it does cleanse you properly. It leaves your skin really soft if you're like lazy like me and you don't want to use body lotion every time. And it comes with a pump, which I broke one and had to use the pump from this on the new one. But yeah, I just love Glossier. And then this is my go-to scrub. This is the Clinique Sparkle Skin Scrub. They've changed the packaging. It used to be clear. The scrub inside is like a turquoisey colour. What I like about this is there's loads of scrub and not too much gel. You know when you get like a scrub and you can just see the dots of scrub, but there's like 10 miles in between each one. That ain't going to scrub anything. So I like this. It actually is effective. I get like little bumps on the backs of my arm, and my shins get really dry and like almost like little lines, so that then when I tan, the tan settles in the lines. So I do use this like every other day, and I've used it up, and I haven't replaced it yet, and I'm using a pack of that coffee scrub, which is nice, but it's just so messy. It gets all over the shower. And this I really, really recommend. Sparkle Skin is very scrubby. Okay, and then my last like body product, I think, is an empty packet. I didn't keep the foot mask because it's like all wet and gungy. But people are always asking me, every sort of 6 weeks I do this. It's the Star Skin foot exfoliating socks. So you cut them, you put your feet in there, you pull the tapes around, and I leave them on for an hour and watch TV. And then you rinse it off, and basically all the salicylic and things, I'm assuming it is. What is it made of? So nothing happens straight away, and then basically about a week later your feet start to peel. You could get really cheap ones of these, like baby foot and stuff on Amazon. I find this the most effective one. It's £10, and I think it's worth spending the £10. They're really good, and it's really helped. That and what's it called? The CCS foot cream, which I put on every night now, has got rid of the cracks on my heels, so I could wear like sandals and things. Yeah, oh, £11.50. It's gone up a bit. I got mine in Harvey Nichols, and if I see them in there, I'll buy like 4 packs, and it will last me a while. Really like those. Hair. I mainly use, if I'm going to use high-end hair stuff, I use Davin's. So I always use the Oi all-in-one milk. So I've got a new one in the full size that I've started. But this came in a kit, and it was like a travel size. So it's like a white milky spray, and you spray it on damp hair, and it's a heat protectant, but it also makes your hair very sort of soft and gets rid of that fluffy. I'm very fluffy when I've just washed my hair, and it really smooths the ends and everything. Excuse me, what else does it say on there? All hair types. It's just really lovely. The organic Davin's, no nasties. It's just really good range. That's what they sell in my salon. And then I also use the shampoo and this conditioner, and they do another thing. So I alternate between this, and then they have this serum, which isn't really a heat protector, but you put it through to finish your style. And it's the renewing range, and it's longevity conditioner for all hair types. It's basically like anti-aging, my stylist explained to me. It just makes your hair youthful, shiny, in good condition, and the conditioner is in a tub. So you could put it on. It smells so good. I can't really describe. It's like a fruity, appley green, slightly mossy or vetiver-y sort of smell. And you could put it on and leave it on your lengths for a bit, and then rinse it like a mask, or you can just take it through and rinse it straight away as an everyday conditioner. And I love this so much. This is like my 10th or 15th one. It's worth the money. And I don't have a shampoo in this Empties. It's still, I think it's still on the go, but the shampoo is good too. Okay, so on to face stuff. Oh, one more hair thing. I don't know how I feel about this. I think I might prefer the Living Proof one. I'm not sure. This is the Philip Kingsley One More Day. Scalp refreshing, soothing, leave-in dry shampoo. It's okay. It does leave a bit of a white cast. You've got to brush it out really thoroughly. But I do find these leave-in conditioners, oh my God, I can't talk today. These dry shampoos, really handy. I have hair that is greasy at the roots the next day. At the moment, I don't really need anything like this because I'm washing my hair every day because I'm going to the gym and I'm working quite hard and get quite sweaty, so I want to wash my hair. Excuse me, but for times like in the winter when you just want to go a bit longer, or you want some root volume almost to do like an updo, then this stuff's really handy. I like this one, but again, I do prefer the clear ones. Right, face stuff. This is my favourite morning cleanse. So it's not going to get hardcore makeup off, but it's the Glossier Milky Jelly Cleanser. I don't know what it is. I just feel at home with my Glossier skincare. It's very basic, but it all really does what it says on the tin. And then I add in more expensive things like, you know, my serums and things like Sunday Riley, that I need them to do certain things to my skin. But for just taking care of my skin daily, this is a lovely, simple gel type cleanser. It's very plain smelling, but I've said before in another video, it smells like sweet paper, you know, like an old library book that smells sweet. It's just got a very cozy non-smell smell. Some things that have no smell smell like yogurt, you know, like no fragrance products, and you put them in and you're a bit like, there's a bit of an ick. This is plain, but it's not icky. I love it. It's got a pump, which is great for travel and stuff. SPF's got a couple of those. I really like the Glossier Invisible Shield. It's a daily sunscreen. I think it's 30. You don't get very much though. You get 30 mils. So I am trying another one. I'm trying the Beauty Pie one. But I like the little container. You can take it out in your bag with you. It's like a pump. It is quite strongly smells of like citrus. It's like a kind of smells like when you peel a satsuma, which some people have said irritate their skin. It didn't irritate me, and I really like this. I had 2 or 3, but I got a bit fed up of the cost for the amount. I'll probably go back to it at some point. I wish they did a 50, but I'm just trying something else. But I do like the packaging and the little pump, and I did carry this around with me a lot last year, so it's nice. And it just feels like a gel. It doesn't have that yucky, greasy cling film, you look sweaty kind of thing going on, which I hate. And this is another one. This is really nice. This is the Clarins UV Plus Anti-Pollution SPF 50 Oil-Free High Protection Daily Screen Multi-Protection. It's translucent. It's tiny. You get 30 ml. Hang on, is that the same? Oh yeah, they're both 30 mils. That looks smaller. So for the face, you know, I don't mind. We spend that much on foundation. This is quite expensive, but it is really nice in that, again, you don't feel like you've blocked all your pores and stuff. So if anyone out there, you know, I know my friend Andrew's just started looking into SPF for the face. I think it's worth investing in a dearer one for the face and then just using a normal like Ombre Soleil or whatever on your body. This has got a little ball bearing thing in it to help it not separate out. But again, this is nice. It doesn't feel as sheer and jelly like as this one. I don't think there's anything left in there, is there? Oh, there's a little bit. See, that's almost like the Milky Jelly cleanser. It's just like disappears. This one is more like a city block type thing. So it's like a proper white milk. They've both got a tiny bit in. I should probably use them up. You know, with SPF though, so it looks like there's going to be a white cast, but trust me, when you rub it in, it does go away and it doesn't leave a white cast on the skin. And they both smell nice. That one smells like you're on holiday. It's got that Nivea beach product smell. This one again just smells like orange squash or something. A Fix Plus from MAC. There's always one of these in my empties. I like this because it isn't, I wish they wouldn't call it Fix Plus. It doesn't fix your makeup really. It's not like a proper setting spray, but it's a very useful product to have. I use it to spray on brushes when I want to use eyeshadows wet or something. I use it to dampen my beauty blender if it's in here and it's a bit dry, or a brush that I want to use damp. I mist it over my face if I look too powdered or look a bit cakey, it softens everything out. I've sometimes carried them around in my bag or have it in the fridge to just mist to cool me down. It's just a great, you get lots of it. You get like 200 mils or whatever, and it's 100 mils, and it's not particularly expensive. The one I've got at the moment, its replacement is they do seasonal ones. So this is like the plain one, and I'm now on a lavender one. And there was one in the, I just showed in my previous video, the Blooms kind of collection from MAC. There was a Fix Plus in that with nice packaging, but people said it smelled quite strongly of cherry blossom, and I wasn't sure about spritzing something quite fragranced on my face. I was like, I'll stick with the plainer ones. Something has happened that is very oozy in these empties. Let me just wipe this round. Okay, this is so old. This is 2 years old. I got this on a flight to Florida. And it was a set of the facial treatment essence and the like toning or clarifying lotion, which I actually prefer more. This is the really expensive thing. This is the Patera, which is this magical ingredient from Japan or wherever that is anti-aging. It's something to do with sake or something. The women were stirring this sake and they had really young skin, and they've made skincare out of it. And I have to say, I know some people rave about this cult product. I have to say that for about 150 quid or whatever this was, and I splashed this on like a toner every day for over a year, and it did last, but I didn't feel it clarified, refined, made me look more youthful. I wouldn't buy this again, but there are people who it really works for and they really notice the result. All power to you. But it's glass as well, and I like the sheet mask from SK2, but that's the only thing I will shell out for in future from SK2. More skincare. This is a bottle of lotion P50, the vitamin one by Biologique Recherche. So this is the famous Caroline Heron's recommended P50. There are various versions of it. I bought this with a friend. We both bought it at the same time. I can see here it was £52 in Liberty for an acid toner. I really tried to persist and use this up because it was expensive. It smells of vinegar. It's too strong for me. I have to wet my face first, or like wet the cotton pad. This is what the advisor there told me to do, and just put a couple of drops of this, but it would just immediately bring up red patches. It was £52. This is £15. For a daily acid, this is better for me, so I won't be buying that again. But other people swear by it. This is a deep cleansing mask by Decleor. Nothing much to say about it. It's just a white kind of chalky mask that is deep cleansing. I basically used it up, but it was nothing exciting, and I didn't feel like it really deep cleaned my pores. I would rather use that lovely Goddess mask from Charlotte Tilbury, because your face feels soft and pampered afterwards. This just didn't really feel like it was doing much. It wasn't awful, but I just wouldn't buy it again because it's not a treat to use. Oh my lord, how much stuff do I use and buy? This is really nice product actually. This is the Dior Dream Skin 1 Minute Mask. So this is like one of those flash masks that you maybe use in the morning around shower time to give a boost of radiance and make your skin look a bit more awake and nice and hydrated and clarified when you're in a hurry. The only reason I haven't repurchased this is because I'm using the Beauty Pie Fruity Enzyme, which does a similar thing, but it also is a bit scrubby. But I did like this. I used to feel like I massaged this on, and by the time I'd got in the shower and started washing and I rinsed it off, I did feel like I had that like radiance, and it didn't irritate, but it did exfoliate. You know, it uses again, it's another acidy type thing. So I really like this, but it's not an essential that I can't live without. So I may buy it again in the future, but it, you know, it's not something that stands out for me, but it was pleasant to use. This is, let's save the makeup for last. Any more skincare? Okay, one more skincare, and then it's makeup. So this is, I love what is it? Sorry, Alpha H. Excuse me. Alpha H is this Aussie brand, and it's all, again, they were one of the early pioneers of the whole glycolic and clarifying and stuff like that. And I really like their liquid gold. It's really easy. If you're tired, you've cleansed, and you don't want to do like night eye cream and then night cream and serum and retinol, if you just put that on a cotton pad and wipe it over, it's the most effective liquid, like tonery thing for night. And you don't put anything on top of it because it actually then doesn't work as well. So it's really nice if you want to just save time. So 2 or 3 nights a week, I just use that. And your skin is really just so soft and radiant in the morning. So I wanted to try some of their other products. And this is a Beauty Sleep Power Peel with retinol. So it's a cream, and you press down and this cream comes out. There's some left, but I did get irritation with this. I liked the way it felt, but it was just a bit strong, and I prefer just to use the liquid gold that they make. And I don't think I'd get this again. I've got other things that have got retinol in, and you don't want to be doubling up. And I felt like a little bit of soreness around here and around here sometimes the next morning. So other people with maybe combination skin or a bit more robust skin would probably really enjoy this, but my skin's a bit sensitive, and I had it for over the recommended time. I didn't use it up in the 12 months. This is like I've had it for 2 years, and I just think the skincare with active ingredients, it's not probably going to do anything after the recommended time. So I used about half of it, and I wouldn't buy it again. Makeup. Okay, some of these things are genuinely things I've used up, and then some of them are just like, what was I thinking of? This I did use up. There's like a drop left. This is the By Terry Cellulose Moisturizing CC Cream. This is a lovely CC cream. It gives a perfected poreless look to the skin, a bit like the Chanel CC cream. All of the By Terry products have that effect, and this is the Cellulose range, so it's the same as that lovely bronze serum that lots of us use, that you can use to change the shade of your foundation or just give a bit of colour to the face. And this is a really nice product. It's very expensive. It's got like rose extract and things in, but it's really hydrating, and you do look really glowy and lovely. And I probably would buy that again, just not now because I'm trying to limit. I've got like 8 foundation-y or tinted moisturizer type things, and I know I can't use them up if I keep buying more. So maybe when I'm running out of that kind of, I like that kind of thing that isn't a full, I'm wearing a conventional full foundation to film because I've got a cold and I had a lot of redness and stuff, but most of the time I do use these kind of tinted CCBB type things, and they let your natural skin show through, and I think they're more youthful looking than a full foundation. But this is a really nice one. Okie dokie. Some things that sort of went bad or just dried up or whatever. This Rocketeur blush I had sort of forgotten about, and it was in the bottom of a drawer for like 2 years, and it doesn't smell of anything anymore, and it normally has a nice like sweet benefity smell. So I'm chucking this out to buy a new one because it's old, and you can see I hardly even used it. I do really like this. I just literally forgot that I had it, so I've replaced that, and that's going. This is NARS highlighter Free Soul. I really like the formula of this, but the colour is just wrong for me. It's got a peachy pink tone to it. It's like a cream that's pressed. They're so nice, but it's almost so metallic that it's just a bit scary. And on me, it's too pigmented with pink, so that when I move in the light, I just look like I've got blusher shimmery right up here. It just makes me look like a pudding. It's just too pink, and it doesn't work on me. And I tried to use it in different ways, and then there's a point when you're like, enough. I can use it as an eyeshadow, but again, it's unflattering and makes me look like a bowl of blancmange. It's got to go. Okay, this is something that I showed in a haul. I just bought another one. This one, you can see actually, I bought the new one because they're swirled and each one comes out different. And this one just came out really dark. And I think also when you've had it for a while, maybe it oxidizes. But every time I used this, I felt like it wasn't my skin tone, and I had like a white neck and an orange face. So I bought another one, and it's actually better. So, but I do like this. It's the Laura Geller like swirled foundation powder in Fair. It's the Balance and Brighten. It's a really, really good hero product that I've been using for like 10 years plus. When you just want to buff something on quick, it completely covers hyperpigmentation, blemishes, but your skin does show through. I can't wear bare minerals and mineral makeup, but I can wear this. It's really good. Dried up. Oh my God, there's a big pile of crusty eyeliner. When did that happen? Because I tipped this all out. These are all mascaras that have died and just got old and used up and dried. So some of them are testers. This is a Clinique High Impact. That's a really good volumizing one, but it's just dried up now. Like that one. This is the Chanel Le Volume waterproof. I just don't get on with Chanel Le Volume. I'd buy it every few years, but look. Can you see? You can't even see the bristles because there's so much product, and you have to wipe it off on a tissue before I could go in, and it just left big globs that would get in my eye. It pissed me off, frankly, so that's going. That's another little tester. That's the Le Volume again. I used it on a holiday and another Clinique one, High Impact again. I just get given these all the time when I go there, so I'd never need to buy one, but it's a really good night out mascara. You can really build up a falsy effect with it, especially if you prime. But that dried up and got a bit old. And then I've just hauled a new one of these. This is the Bobbi Brown Intensifying with a little brush. It just makes them really long, not particularly volumizing, but it really opens up the eyes, and you can build up coats of it and it will not smudge. Like, you can rub your eye, you can go out and dance for 10 hours, not that you would, and really get sweaty, or go to the gym and come home and you won't have any transfer. I've even like not taken my makeup off and there's no smudging in the morning. This is just a total fail. It was with my friend Mix in London, and I wanted another. I love stick makeup. You can just stick it on your cheeks, like bronzer, blush, highlight. And I just love the tone of this. It was like that kind of dirty, rosy kind of colour. And I thought it was just a cream blush. And I bought it, and I brought it home, and it is called Glow Stick, Illuminator Stick. I should have read that. And in Desert Sun. And the colour looks really nice there, like a slightly browny colour. It's sticky, so it feels like you're putting lip gloss on your cheeks, and then your hair sticks to it. It doesn't ever set. And it is like sheer and very illuminating and shimmery. And it's not what I thought. And I tried to make it work, but it's too dark to use to highlight. It's too sticky and weird to use as a blush, so it's just got to go. This, I've nearly used up. Yeah, there's like that much left. But I just didn't really like it. So I like the original one of these. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Brightening Youth Glow, which is like a primer. It's white and it's supposed to be illuminating and anti-aging. But I felt like it left this weird white cast on my skin. And then when it would dry, it would like tighten and just make me look a bit weird and feel tight. Whereas the other one, is it Wonder Glow, is kind of got that lovely bronzy rose gold flattering thing on the skin. So this was an effort to use up. How I found it worked was it was nice in this triangle under the eye because it's quite bright, and maybe a bit here, but I wouldn't use it all over the face, and I think there are better anti-aging primers around. This is a lipstick that just I should not have bought. I've tried to make the colour work. I thought it was a nice juicy autumn berry pink, and it's just it's like too livid and just bright on me. It's sheer and shiny and lovely, but it just looked like a kid that's been eating like a raspberry lollipop and it's stained their mouth, and not in a good way though. That sounds really like natural. And it is a Rouge Coco Shine in Emotion, number 92. It's just the wrong tone for me. Y'all. And then this is another one of these like brow mascara kind of things. Jesus, I can't read that, but it's basically the Lancome Sourcils Styler. And this was a recommendation from Christina Brawley. It's nice, got a nice kind of brushy thing on it. It's a nice taupey shade. But it sets like a waxy stiff. They are set and they are crunchy, and you make a mistake, you can't fix it. You can't brush them out with a spoolie to like feather it out a bit afterwards. It's just too much like the soap brow. They are just duh. And I did try it for a couple of months, and it just, in the end, it was just a fail for me. I got a brush fail. This is the MAC 109. This is like a classic blush brush from MAC, but I find it too small, too dense to like blend or make things look diffused at all. I feel like going like that, it's too small for me to get that like pop of colour right on the apple of my cheek, and it's too dense for like highlighting here. I haven't really found a use for this brush. I've had it for about 5 years. Bye. I much prefer this slanted one for blush, or even this is a similar size, but it's a Wayne Goss. It's just tapered and lovely, and yeah, I just couldn't find a way to use that brush. I mean, my other brushes are like this sort of size. It's another one. It's just so small that it just, maybe if you had a miniature little face, but I haven't found anything that I can use this for other than maybe dusting powder on my T-zone, but it just annoyed me, so it's got to go. And then lastly, some lifestyle stuff, candles and some tea. I don't remember always to save my candle empties. I will say, over the festive season, I always treat myself to one and naughty and greedy, and also because the way I did my mantelpiece display, I felt like I had to have two to balance it out. These are the Diptyque holiday ones, and I loved both of them. This is the almondy one, the red one. Doesn't say the flavour. Oh, it does. Amande exquise. And they have these like festive colours. Smells like marzipan. They burned really well. They were really nice. And this, which is even more just delish, is the Sapin de Lumière. So like sapin is like sap or pine. I love that green piney Christmas tree smell. So delicious, and I really enjoyed this. I love Diptyque candles, but those Christmas ones are the best. And then I've just brought two because the rest are in the recycling, but I got two separate gift sets of the 5 little tiny Jo Malone candles, and I loved all the flavours, but this green tomato leaf, and then this is the grapefruit one. I burned these in the kitchen, and they're more of a, I tend to put those more astringent, sharper smells in the kitchen because they're good for making it smell clean in there and like covering up cooking smells. And then the softer ones, like there was this limited edition like cherry and frosted cherry and clove, the peony and blush suede. You just get to try loads of different ones, and I feel like the smaller candles are, the better they burn. When you have a larger area of wax or multiple wicks, that's when things can get a bit wonky. But Jo Malone candles burn so beautifully. They almost burn better than the diptyque ones. When you get the clear glass diptyque ones, even if you keep trimming the wick, sometimes the glass is just all black and it smokes. I feel like these are a very clean burn. And as long as you have a wick trimmer and you keep them quite short, they will burn without like making the inside of the glass all filthy, and I hate that look. So yeah, those have been my recent favourite candles. And then last but not least, because I just had to, and I could think of other things that I love downstairs that are not really beauty things, and this isn't really a beauty thing, but I thought it was worth sharing with you. This is a pack of Ladurée tea bags. And there are lots of things in life that are really expensive and it's just not worth it, and it's just ridiculous, and you can get a cheaper thing that's just as good. But I would say I'm not someone who makes like 6 cups of tea a day. You know, a lot of English people in particular, like, they just drink tea all the live long day. I would rather have a really beautiful tea and make the effort for myself to get a nice cup, or even use some loose tea and have a pot. I like the ritual of it. I'll probably have 2 cups of tea a day. If there's been an upsetting situation or something, then maybe 3. But these are just so worth it. They are, this one is the breakfast tea blend, and there isn't one in there to show you, but they are little fabric like linen bags, and the flavour is so different from any other tea that I've ever managed to get. It's light, so when you brew the tea and then put the milk in, it looks so weak because it's almost like white, but there's flavour there, multi-layered, multifaceted flavour. So I urge you, if you can get to a Ladurée store, they sell the tea that you can sit and drink in the cafe. They sell all the blends of tea as loose tea or tea bags, and I'm never without this. So every time I go to London, I buy more. You get 15 tea bags, and it is about £15. It's about £1 for a cup of tea, which is ridiculous. I wouldn't make a pot with 3 bags in for people. It's just a treat for me. That makes it sound like I wouldn't share it with guests. I would. I'm just saying, if I'm going to make a big pot of tea and there's loads of people, I'm not going to use half a box of this. I've got loose tea. The tea, they do a melange, a blend of theirs, which is like the house blend with like 15 different things in it. This is the breakfast tea. I also really love the Earl Grey because I'm really fussy with Earl Grey. Some Earl Grey is so bergamoty, so strong, but their Earl Grey is just lively and just, oh, so good. So yeah, tea bags from Ladurée. That is it. Whew. So long. I'm so sorry, but you know, it is what it is. I'm a rambler. See you in the next one, guys. Take care.